Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Chris, and today I wanted to touch on two topics that are pretty important, but which probably get shoved to the side. So, the first one is separating your stack out into what's going to get liquidated first, what you're going to try to hold on to, and what you absolutely won't sell unless you absolutely need to. So, the thing with that is that if you're like most stackers, you kind of just buy whatever's a good price or what's popular at the time or things like that. That is super common. Some people, all they stack is things like this: American Eagles, gold Eagles, silver Eagles. Some people, this is all they stack. Smart. It's easy to get rid of, easily recognizable, and very liquid. But also is kind of expensive because these have a premium on them. Some people, they go with the generics. Rounds. Easy to get rid of. Maybe not as easy as something like Eagles, and they definitely won't command any type of premium, but it's something to know. Same thing with these maples. Just like the Eagles, very recognizable, very desirable to people who stack, easy to get rid of. The thing is, you want to know which ones you're going to sell if you need the money, because in real life, things come up, you need money. This is not just collecting or stacking, it's a store of value. And if you need that value at some point, you want to know which ones are going to go first. So something like this, Sunshine Bar, 10 ounce. Big fan of these. Price is always right. They look really nice and they're easy to stack. This, also 10 ounces. Angle Hard Bar, nice looking 10 ounce. But this one is probably worth a little bit more than this 10 ounce. Same thing over here, the Queen's BC Ale. This bad boy is worth more than both of those. So you want to know which one are you going to get rid of first. Most likely it's going to be this one. And maybe you'll hold on to these two and find the right buyer for them. But you want to think about those things, because I would think that most stackers build their stack over time and buy those popular things or buy something that they're into at the time, and they end up with a diverse mix of silver. But in the end, it's all silver. So you have to really go through it, know what you have, know what you're willing to sell it for, and be ready to part with it at some point, because you can't take it with you. So by doing that, separating it out, knowing what's going to go first, you make your life a lot easier. You also make it a lot easier to get rid of because you don't get attached to things. Some of these coins, maybe you picked them up earlier in your stacking career. Maybe you tried really hard to get something that was sold out. Maybe it's limited mintage. Those are the things you want to consider when you're selling, when you're separating out your stack. Because if you sell, you don't want to get rid of something very easily that it took you a long time to acquire. The second part of that talk is what happens to your stack if something happens to you. I find that a lot of people who stack don't talk about it to other people, at least not in real life. As with anything financial, you don't really talk to your friends about what you have or don't have. You may talk to them about the hobby, but they don't know what you have. Same thing with your close, your relatives or things like that. They may know that you do it, but they don't know what you have, things like that. It's really important that you leave some mechanism for people to know what you have and know what it's worth if something happens to you. Because let's say you have a safe full of precious metals. Let's say you have a safe deposit box full of precious metals. Something happens to you. Your family stumbles upon it. They may not know what it is. They take it to the gold and silver shop, Cash for Gold, to get rid of it, to see what they can get for it, because they know they need money and they know that they'll give them instant cash, whatever. They may liquidate your whole stack for less than spot. Something that you put years of your life, your hard work into, because something came up and they needed that money. Leave a note. It's really that simple. Leave a note explaining what you have. It could even be a manifest. I mean, that could even be part of you separating out your stack into what you would sell first, second, third, whatever. But by letting them know not only are you doing yourself justice because you put the time and effort into acquiring this money, but also you're helping them, because what if it's a time of need that they need to liquidate this? They're going to need every dollar that they can get. And if they go to the wrong place and get robbed by somebody who's unscrupulous, you both lose. So if you're the type that doesn't talk about what you stack, what you have, and what it's worth, you need to leave some type of mechanism, whether it's the number to a coin shop that you trust, whether it's the number of a friend who knows what you're into and what the value of these things is. Do yourself that little favor. Keep that with your different stacks. Some people have 3 or 4 different stacks, 3 or 4 different places that they keep it. But by doing that, you are doing yourself a huge favor, and it takes no time at all. Half an hour, you put together, you take a look at what you have, you separate it out, and you give estimated prices, or at least an idea of what's more valuable than others. And you are helping yourself, you are protecting yourself, and you are giving anyone who is in that situation, which could be a tough situation in the future, the best chance to come out on top. So just food for thought. I thought I would mention it because I thought it was actually interesting, and I was thinking about that the other day. Like, what happens if something happens to me or any stacker? So those are things you want to consider. But got a few unboxings coming up, and I hope you enjoyed this food for thought. Take care.